Welcome back to a brand new episode of Charm City Beat. Um, what a roller coaster thriller of a ride we had last Sunday. Holy shit. If you weren't on the edge of your seat that whole game, even though at some points it was probably one of the slowest games, just not knowing what's gonna happen sitting there up in the stand. But we're gonna talk about it. Again, game was won 10-9, led by Tyler Huntley, who had to come in for Lamar Jackson. Oh man. Ross, talk about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sitting there, and next thing I know, I hear someone say, "Hey, Huntley's in." I'm like, "Oh, are they doing some stupid? What are they doing now? Are they trying this again?" Then they're like, "No, Lamar's not out there." We're like, "What?" And I pan over. I'm like, "Why is the blue tan up?"
Yeah.
And yeah, another injury from inside the pocket. I will remind everyone.
Yep.
Everyone likes to tan. I even saw someone this week was like, almost when I said, "Hey, look, he's hurt again." Like, it's in the pocket. Yeah, well, because he doesn't throw, he's not. No, no, you're mad that he's staying in the pocket. It was a
Yeah.
blindside hit.
It's, I mean, let's be honest here. To the public, Lamar would be damned if he did, damned if he don't. You know, someone's going to complain. And actually, in the section we were in, when he went down, I mean, I was like, oh shit, this woman behind me and her husband, we won't get into details about how wild they looked or whatever, but because we are a very friendly show, but they were just rooting him on. They were like, yeah, good, get Lamar out of there, get him out of there, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, what? Do y'all even watch football? You guys are celebrating an injury to a generational talented quarterback. Cool. Yeah. Baltimore sports fans in a nutshell. Um, but nonetheless, though, crazy turn of events. Lamar went down in an injury. Looks like he tweaked his knee. It looked like a little bit watching replays. Obviously, we were at the game, so seeing it from our point of view was a little bit different. um, yeah, just how cursed are the Ravens? It's like every year, man, something happens.
Yeah, it's got another year that Lamar will not be playing in both Steeler games.
Yeah.
He tends to miss those a lot. It's starting to become a concern.
He uses a sick leave time. Still, when he comes around, he's like, man, I might dodge this one. But good news is the injury doesn't look like his long term like we all thought as we watched him walk into the locker room. It does look like it is week to week, but we do know it is official. Tyler Huntley will be starting for the Baltimore Ravens in Pittsburgh.
Well, it's not official yet. He's doubtful. They have.
Yeah,
We're trying to trick him.
we're trying to lie here. John's notorious.
He hasn't practiced all week, but it's most likely going to be Tyler. But we're not going to. Okay. No.
Yeah, yeah. Like what? But let's talk a little bit about the game. The weirdest thing, and me and you have texted about this. I've tweeted about this, and there have been countless, people talking about this. The playbook changed, man. Whole playbook went out the door as soon as Lamar went in, and we became this up tempo spread offense I haven't seen since 2019.
Well. I mean, to be fair, Lamar wasn't in that long.
That's true.
And there
That
were
is
a
true.
few times that they did do hurry up the few drives. I think it was only 3 for 4.
Mm.
So that might have been the game plan. We never really got to see it go all the way with Lamar. Who knows if that's the case? Maybe
Yeah.
Greg Roman finally wasn't trying to run all his fat white guys out on the field. And
Yeah.
but I mean, unfortunately, Lamar went down.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like I said, just 4 passes in, and so I'm pretty sure I remember there was some hurry up on the first drive with Lamar out there.
Yeah. You probably know it's a little bit different from me, but Yeah, it was just I don't know. I guess, like you said, it was early in the game. We got to remember this, and this is something I personally hadn't, considered a lot. It was early in the game. This might have been the game plan the whole time. See how we could spread out against them, but nonetheless, we did see it from Tyler Huntley. It didn't look terrible. I wasn't. I wasn't totally disappointed of a kid that just came off the bench who had no expectations to play today. In fact, when they asked him what was going through his head, he said that he was just trying to get warm.
Apparently,
Yeah,
he was also sick.
he was sick. Wow. He had his own flu game. That's wild. Yeah, the Ravens defense. We the Ravens defense, in my opinion, are unsung heroes here. I don't think they get the full respect that they deserved. Now, again, we know the problems Denver's had, but they held them to no touchdowns. And they've been doing teams like that. They've
They didn't
been,
let him in the red zone.
huh?
They didn't let him in the red zone.
At all.
Closest they got was a 23.
Yeah.
And at the end of the game, I just yesterday watched the Wired. After Denver kicked their last field goal, Anthony Weaver like, no, we can't let any more points, and they didn't.
They did not at all.
To be fair, they got a little sketchy when they let Denver almost run down the field on them in the fourth quarter. It's like they forgot that they had timeouts, and they also forgot who their kicker was. I mean, yeah, they ain't in Denver, but he's known for having a boot.
Yeah.
And funny enough, Ravens Wired is where I first actually saw the miss. I didn't watch it after the game. I couldn't watch it.
I remember you telling me that.
I had my back turned. The guys behind me were consoling me. I wanted their reaction. I still couldn't tell at first.
Yeah. I was like we're there and we're just like watching. I lifted Colleen in the air. Like I literally lifted her up in the air. Just like I was so fucking hyped. Like there was a good. I mean, people had started to leave in our section. People were piecing out, and I'm just like, come on, people. I mean, but again, define the odds. Again, we see nothing but DraftKings and FanDuel and all these gambling ass shit. I wish I had put money on Tyler Huntley leading a 91-yard drive with him finishing in the end zone.
Tyler Huntley, it was putting Tyler Huntley to score.
What? Who had that on their bingo card for that game? Like, absolutely insane. I mean, you couldn't have wrote it up any better. Actually, no, they did Thursday when Baker Mayfield apparently showed up in LA, but that's a different, we're not talking about that. Oddly same scenario, but oddly similar scenarios. But no, like, just like, I don't know what's going to happen this weekend, to be honest. A lot of questions come, one of my main questions is, where do you stand with Greg Roman right now? I mean, he just played himself out of a Stanford head coaching job.
Yeah, Stanford was watching the game and saw this stupid ass double reverse he decided to do. When Prochet came around the edge, he double pumped it. He tapped the ball and was like, I'm chucking it. Like,
I'm launching it.
I'm pretty sure, I think I heard he hasn't thrown a pass since like high school.
Yeah.
If that. I mean, he looked good doing it, but he didn't look good reading it.
I mean,
and why then? Why then? That's not a then play. You're down 6.
Yeah.
You're down 6. You're driving with your backup quarterback. What the hell was that? Stanford's like, oh, never mind. We don't.
Yeah.
We don't want. But Jason Garrett did say no. So maybe they might. They might look back at it. Maybe if he doesn't do any more stupid Prochet who who actually is a real person.
Yeah, if Roman has a good game against the Steelers, maybe we may be sending him a care package out there. But yeah, there's no reason in the world I guess right now, your third string receiver should ever be passing the ball when your all-star quarterback is in the locker room. That's just
losing. They're losing.
You're losing. You're not winning. This isn't time to play. Oh my God. We did get to see Mark Andrews line up under center again. When's Madden going to update that?
I mean, it's their best option for QB sneak because you see when they run QB sneak, it's find a hole, and if it's not in the middle where it most likely will be right away.
Yeah.
I mean, every former player I see on Twitter that talks about it, like it's one of the hardest places to stop,
Yeah.
especially now with the pushing they let them do behind them.
Yep. It is a terrible. And then factor in the fact that you have a 6'5", 250-pound tight end. That's just
Yeah, I mean, if they're not going to turn around and hand it to their monster of a dump truck of Pat Ricard, at least let their monster of a dump truck of Mark Andrews run up the middle.
exactly. Oh man. Like I said, utterly impressed. Just everything that was going on, it was working against the Ravens, but they still won. I mean, like one of the most luckiest teams in the NFL has to be, because again, we still find ways to win. We are here week in, week out. We'll criticize John Harbaugh, we'll criticize Greg Roman, we'll talk about the front office, but they're finding ways to win. And that's really all you have to do in the NFL. You just have to find a way to win. Yeah. But we will have to find a way to win Sunday. Steelers. Wow.
Oh, there's still one person we have to talk. We're not talk about Jordan Stout.
We do.
It's 6 punts for 303 yards. He averaged 50 yards a punt.
Is it two?
Five of them. 5 of them inside the 20 with 0 touchbacks.
Yeah. I say this, Sam Cook was punt god. He got the job done. If anything, that means that Jordan Stout is punt Jesus.
He's got the hair. He's punt Jesus.
He's got the hair.
I think he's got the beard.
Yeah, he does.
Also, I'm gonna copy the Ravens did. Can we give an Oscar to Patrick Queen for getting carted off the field with a thigh bruise?
Yeah, wait.
Boyd made us think up in the stands like, shit, there goes another one. He's what's wrong with him?
Yeah,
thigh bruise. I'm pretty sure he's practiced all week.
Yeah, like when I saw that, I was like, so we lost our inside linebacker and our quarterback in the same game. Yeah, we're just not meant to go to the playoffs. We're just not meant to go far here.
Lamar had a legit knee injury and he walked off the field.
Just walked out. PQ, give me the card. Actually, apparently he didn't want the card, but again, if you can't move and they know it's a leg injury, I'm assuming they're taking the extra precaution. It must have been a lot of pain.
Well, his teammates didn't let him know because they gave him an award for it.
So, oh man, yeah, no. Again, overall, great game given the situation. I really can't find a hole in the game outside of some just harebrained play calling, but Tyler Huntley did the best he could. The running game, did the best he could. Passing game, defense was stellar. Again, despite the fact Denver's been having issues, their quarterback's Russell Wilson, and a multi-time All-Pro Super Bowl winning quarterback who's been to the big game twice, and to hold him to no touchdowns again, that's nothing short of incredible. Not even in the red zone, incredible. But let's talk about the Ravens and, of course, our friendly rivalry to the north. It's a new day in Pittsburgh, guys. The era of Kenny Pickett. Ben Roethlisberger is no more. Ross, what are your thoughts, man?
Well, a lot of Ravens are about, as they like to say, ideally are about to become real Ravens this week. Because as they say, you are not a Raven until you beat the Steelers.
Yeah.
Roquan Smith is finally playing the Steelers on a Raven-Steeler rivalry.
What? Oh, my gosh.
All our rookies that are playing are trying to become real Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure PQ still trying to become a real one.
Yeah. I actually, he hasn't won. He hasn't beat him.
And Tyler Huntley gets to go again.
Yeah, round 2. Lost last year in overtime. So again, we know it can be done. I have faith in the kid.
Last year we lost them because we went for it on 2.
That's all. That was the whole reason I was at the debacle. I remember that.
That was when Harbaugh was in his weird go for two kick.
Get stuck in these phases.
He ain't in it right now because you can't trust anything.
Oh gosh. Yeah, no, I think this is a battle. If you look at it just on paper, to me, it just looks like a battle of the old guard. Again, we have analytics and these new younger head coaches coming out of the woodwork. And Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh are kind of the old veteran head coaches now.
They're the old guys.
So you get to see some old guys go at it. Again, these are two men that know each other's teams very well. They've been playing each other for almost 2 decades now. It's been an incredible rivalry, as we always know. You know, we've talked about it on the channel, and actually, I think towards the end of the year, maybe we'll have some guests on to talk about that rivalry when they bring it back to Baltimore. We'll keep you all posted on that. But yeah, just again, one of the oldest. I mean, well, not one of the oldest, but one of the best NFL rivalries, honestly. And I don't think it's going to disappoint. Two things I did see online: Najee Harris and TJ, questionable. Will they be there? Will they not? I don't know. But that will play obviously into our favor if TJ Watt is not lining up against Tyler Huntley.
Luckily, Stanley should be playing. He didn't practice today, but they said that kind of was a rest day, more or less get him ready for Sunday, which that's amazing.
Please.
And how long until Marcus Peters and George Pickens get at it or start fighting each other? Because those two are, that's what everyone's been looking forward to.
That's the matchup.
How long until those two start fighting?
Yeah, that's going to be the matchup, and you hope that this game will hopefully push Marcus Peters, past. I mean, he's coming back from a horrific knee injury. And it's going to take some time, to really, it's something that you don't really think about, as a pro athlete. You're expected to make 100% recovery on an injury that would sideline most people for a while.
In his defense, to be fair, he has not had the best safety help over top for him.
That's true.
Geno Stone does not play over top of him as well.
He's no Marcus.
But Clark is not. Yeah, Marcus Peters needs Marcus Williams back there because, like I said, he's just not had the. Humphreys is fine wherever he goes. He doesn't need over top help. He's been playing inside, outside.
Humphreys been locking it down.
How Marcus Peters plays his style, he needs safety over top because he wants to gamble.
Yeah.
There's a reason he has one of the most interceptions since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
And the first time he played for us, jumped a route in Seattle.
Easy. Yeah, and I mean, he's going, and again, I think going against Kenny Pickett does benefit him. You have a younger quarterback who's, young quarterbacks make mistakes. And again, a pass rush that has been getting pressure, you get Owe, you get Calais Campbell in your face, Houston, you get Roquan Smith coming through the middle. Like, you're going to frazzle this kid. So as long as the defensive backs play smart, I don't think they should have too much of an issue. But again, it is the Steelers, and we always seem to get the best of our rivals.
That's why they're called rivals.
Yeah. But yeah, who is your pick, man? Who's your pick? Well, obviously I know your pick, but what do you think the score's gonna be? Close game? What are we talking?
It's gonna be it's gonna be close. What are we talking about here? What have we played this year?
Yeah.
I think the Saints was the most relaxing game. Yeah. I remember sitting through.
That was probably.
The Jets turned into a blowout, but that was stressful for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be close, like you said. It's the Steelers. I think we've each blown each other out once in maybe the last 10 years.
That's insane.
No matter who we've had Ryan Mallett beat them. Ryan Mallett. They've had quarterbacks with last name Duck play quarterback against us. It was a close game. And Mason Rudolph. We had a game where we played a Rudolph and a duck,
Jeez.
and they almost won that.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah. I
had.
mean,
I think we've had our good old friends on Twitter remind us that Charlie Batch beat us once. It don't matter who plays.
doesn't.
It never does. To be fair, it might help a little that Big Ben's not there. He kind of has been our kryptonite for a while.
That's honestly the only exciting, like, I that's the one thing that gives me hope is that Ben isn't there. But again, like I said, it's the Steelers and our offense isn't exactly the sharpest right now.
No.
We're missing, like I said, arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. So again, it's going to be a very brutal game. It's going to be in Pittsburgh, so it's going to be crazy.
I've heard not, but I mean, I think JK might be playing. I haven't heard he wasn't
I'll rush him
playing.
back. If
I
you
don't think they're rushing. I mean,
yeah,
he knew this was coming. He knew
I,
this second surge was going to come. I mean, I don't think they're rushing it back. I mean, how long has he been out?
yeah. How long has it been? Been quite. It's been about 2 months, maybe about a month and a half. It's December. Jeez, where did time go? Yeah, I mean, having JK back there would be great, but again, it's just I don't know. If you don't have to play, man, don't play. I will say, Kenyon Drake, you made the point. Give the ball to Kenyon Drake more, and you see what happens.
Well, yeah, who's being productive? Give
Yeah.
it to the productive back. We don't have. If you're going to be a running back by committee team, give it to the running back that's running good that day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you want Gus Edwards to be the guy. I mean,
yeah,
he had 6 carries for 12 yards. That ain't Gus. Something's not. Meanwhile, Kenyon's get 7 for 29.
yeah.
Right, only had 7, but even though we were down, we weren't down by multiple touchdowns or anything.
Mm-hmm.
We were down by 3 points a lot of the time. I don't know why we weren't running the ball more, but I think Denver did have a better run defense than pass. But then we get to our problem is Tyler Huntley don't throw the ball deep.
No, he does not. He does not at all.
I mean, Demarcus Robinson had 7 catches for 41 yards. Our best catcher obviously was Andrews, 4 for 53. I mean, he averaged 13, but he only had 4 catches.
I think, and honestly, one of the things that people say, I've actually heard people say this to me. I shit you not, dude. I've had people literally say that they prefer Tyler Huntley because they think he's a better passer. And I said, in what universe? I've never seen Tyler Huntley throw a deep bomb. And yeah, like what? Again, the internet's a weird place. It's a very weird place.
Yeah, they just like what's fun at the time.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I was even saying it in the stands. I mean, at the moment, I was just excited. I was looking, but I was like, the difference right now there is that's a guy who does not have a contract on his mind.
That's true.
That is a guy who's not playing scared. He had 10 rushes.
10. Count them. 10.
I mean, at least maybe 2, 3, ever so were designed. I mean, but he was keeping the ball. He was running ball when he saw the opening. He just went on that 91-yard drive. He was just going.
Yep.
I mean, even the one play to Kenyon Drake, he was about to run, but he was able to flip it up to Kenyon going up the sideline.
Yeah.
And I'm not on the bandwagon of no, Huntley's, but no, he's not. There's the reason. He's the backup.
Yeah.
He's been a backup. If he was so good, someone would have tried to come get him from us.
Someone would have traded for him a long time.
There were teams that needed quarterbacks.
Yep.
At the trade deadline, he's a good backup, especially for us. He's a Lamar 2.0, if you say, but not as good, but he can do it.
So I do want to have a question. I want to have a conversation because we got a lot of time left. first thing you hear after Lamar goes down with this injury, of course, if you're driving home or you're watching YouTube afterwards, people are talking about obviously the contract. Contracts on the mind. Now, my thing is, and again, I understand Lamar's point of view. You want to gamble on yourself. You want to prove to whoever you are the man. I get that. But and maybe this is just the downside of not having an agent. In the past, when you see players on that line where they're about to get this contract, because again, most quarterbacks didn't have this issue trying to get a contract. Why didn't Lamar try to hold out in the offseason? Why do you think that is? Like, I just don't understand how he didn't think about that. I understand again that he wanted to win a Super Bowl. He wanted to gamble on some football.
I think that's because that's just not him. He was gonna be there for his team.
Yeah,
he's there he wasn't thinking at that point. It wasn't I need to be. He's like, no, I'm the quarterback. I need to be. He hasn't been there the past few starts.
Yeah. Oops, I think we lost you. Pause. Nah.
Yeah, he says he was going to be there for the team. He hasn't been there the start of the past couple off seasons, and he's like, "Nah, I'm not. I don't care about it." And one, he's got to be there to talk about the contract.
Yeah,
he's going to work out, get better. I mean, it's I still no problem. He wasn't going to play in the preseason, so that wasn't a problem. It's not like he had to worry about him holding out the preseason or yeah, I mean, he might have got hurt in practice, but he was going to be working out most likely anyway. So, yeah, I mean that's pretty much why, because he's like that's not Lamar.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Lamar has become not more Lamar recently because he's frustrated.
Yeah. There's
I mean, he's still always do a little Twitter fiasco. I mean, that's not him. He's normally laughs at things when he sees people on Twitter, or just goes with it. Like,
yeah,
so, yeah, that's why he was. That's not him. He's like, I'm going to be there for my team, and like I said, he's knew what he was going to do.
Yeah, it's admirable. It is admirable. It's just so frustrating. Again, I mean, obviously I don't know. I just don't know what.
I mean, I don't honestly. I mean, holding out, I don't think would have made. I mean, it might have pushed the Ravens, but I don't see a contract would have happened because they still just would have been talking like they were without him holding out.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, he's just got hurt, but it's like I said, it's not like he's been injured. And like, he should have held out this long until he had a injury like this. But
yeah,
I said, I don't think holding out wouldn't have changed anything here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, this offseason. Again, obviously, there's a lot to get through before we can get there. But again, you can't help but start thinking about it now, like what could happen. Obviously, if I had to, I don't know what happens, and I'm not even going to try to speculate, even because it's just too damn stressful to even try to figure out what that front office and Lamar Jackson are going to do. It's a very unique situation. But without further ado, give the game ball. It's an easy one. Tyler Huntley, dude, put your big boy pants on. Yo went out there, was a straight dog, and got the dub. Easy money. Looking forward. Let's see if that magic can continue. Let's see if we could change history after a Lamar injury and could pick up a few wins and stay alive. Because again, from here on out, it's stay alive for the playoffs. Right now, we do control our own destiny, and we just have to play Ravens football.
No, like I said, we're 2-0 in the division. We beat the Bengals, beat the Browns.
Yep.
We do what we do. I mean, we're in the playoffs. This is that. We're top 4 seed in the playoffs. And crazy NFL. I think we're 3 right now, but not far behind.
Yeah.
Either the Chiefs or the Bills.
We're up there with them, and we know we can contend with the
Like I
Bills.
said, unfortunately, we lost to the Bills, so we need more help with them. Like I was trying to explain to my dad when we were watching the Bengals Chiefs game. He's like, "You need to bet over the Bengals." And I was like, "Yes and no." I was like, "We beat the Bengals already and play them again. We don't play the Chiefs, so them losing kind of would have been
Yeah, it wouldn't have
beneficial.
been.
It would help. It would help us in the conference seeding because we can't do anything ourselves with them.
Yeah,
That was one of those. Both options were good. He thought the Bengals losing. I agree. I would have preferred that because that helps us in the division. But like I said, we have a lead on them in the division technically.
yeah,
And yeah, it's a game, but still we beat them, so we got head to head as of now.
that's
So
true.
the best we can do is split.
We can split it. We do play them again. But speaking of conference games, the Browns game flexed to 4:30
Saturday.
Saturday. That's what it's Saturday at 4:30. Ugh.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pick 3 games. I don't know. I don't know if it's good or bad we got picked.
I think they
I
expect.
don't know if that's saying they want those games or they're just like get them off our Sunday lineup. I
Yeah,
mean, I would hope not with the Browns Ravens game. I mean,
especially with Deshaun Watson involved right now. Which after last
unfortunately,
week,
I said ideally that hopefully is Deshaun versus Lamar, but let's also not rush Lamar back
at all, because I'd rather have him in January than have to rush him back now and something worse happens.
That's as long as Tyler Huntley can get us to January.
I, I think it is possible. Dude, I'm gonna go out on a gamble and say it. I think it's possible. I think it lines up in our favor. We just have to play smart football. I think the defense can hold it.
2 divisional games.
Yep. I
think it's Tyler Huntley for these next 2 divisional games.
I think you're 100% right. I don't see Lamar before 3 weeks.
I think we might.
What's that next home game? Atlanta?
Yeah, we might get a early Christmas present.
Yeah, I think you and me will see him Christmas Eve.
Either we'll get an early Christmas present or I'll get an early birthday present.
Either one, you can't complain. Oh man, but that does it for our show. Again, one of the best rivalries in the NFL. Ravens versus Steelers Sunday at 1. It's going to be a good game. It's up in Pittsburgh. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Turn on the notifications to get notifications when we post stuff. We're doing all types of crazy stuff now. So yeah, stay tuned. Take care. And we're going to